Stampers and Crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And I am so happy to be with you on this Wednesday. Now, we're doing humpback sketches today. The only difference is that our humpback sketches are now going to be Humpback Spotlight. So we're going to spotlight our paper pumpkin today. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to like what I am doing. But before we get to that, I want to show you just a little bit about the paper pumpkin. Paper pumpkin comes in a box. It has everything that you need. Fabulous little area that you can put your stamps in, and I'll show you in the next one how to use this. An ink pad. You get all the adhesive that you need. Everything with all the envelopes. Cardstock, and yes, envelopes. You get all the die cuts that are in here that you need. You can see I have already been working with some. Then, let me see if I have everything. Here's the envelopes. And here are some of the cards. So we are using this cardstock today. And I also want to show you, this is called Full of Charm. It is the June 2025. This is what the cards look like if you follow the instructions in here. And as you open up everything, you can see it has a step-by-step and how you connect all of these together, including with a ruler. You can't see all the ruler. On the side, all the cards that you need. On the back, then you can finish up how to deal with the cards. And then at the very end, it will give you everything that you need to create this and then have the coordinating colors. This is also an extra that you can add on that will help you in the next couple of paper pumpkins. So I absolutely love this. And instead of doing a card this way, I'm going to do an alternative card. And with that, I'm going to show you how I cut down everything, what I use. Again, this will be my cardstock that I will be using. And then, let me see if I have an extra piece. This will be the piece that I am using on top. And it's just a die cut with things colored in. I love this. I just think it's great. And I want you to know that next week we're also going to do another spotlight. This is the card that we are going to create. Now, I used some of the things that are outside, like cardstock, because I wanted it to be a little bit different. So this will be what we use as our topping. But when you take this out, because it is so fragile, you have to be very, very, very careful taking it out. And a lot of times they get stuck together. And they will bend. And you got to have just a little bit of patience. There you go. So that's our topping. And this is what this looks like when you take everything out. So it's kind of fun. Our base today will be, I think this is Mambo, Melon Mambo. I am losing it just a little bit. I'm really sorry. Okay, so that's going to be our top. This is what our inside's going to look like. This is going to be 1/2 inch, and I made this 5.5, and I don't know whether I really like it. I used the stamps at the bottom, and these are done in, this is berry, I'm sorry, this is berry burst. And you know how we can find out about that? We just go to the back to the coordinating colors, and berry burst is what it is. So this one's berry burst, and this is berry burst ink, berry burst, and we have some garden green right here that I used. All right, so without further ado, and I wanted to let you know also, this is already stamped, but this round circle came in the pack, and all I did was pull it out, stamped it, and then you got it. This will be the bottom. This is going to be our insides. And I think over here we will have everything we need once we cut this down. All right, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And we have to be careful about how much we cut off. So we are just going to set this up, and we want to make sure that we are looking at the divot, or whatever you call that, the line that this runs in. And we are just going to cut a little bit of that off. Let me go this way first. I'm going to go here and look at what we're going to do. So on my first one, on this side, okay, opposite the blue, I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch, or yes, 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go all the way up. That's going to be, I'm sorry, that's 1/4 inch. Over here, I am going to, I should have cut another one. I'm going to cut this side just a little deeper. So hold on, you guys. I have someone who is here. So hold on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop this. So anyway, hold on. Okay, that's great. I'm doing a live, and so I will be back. No worries, no worries. Oh, don't even worry about it. Wednesday is my wives. So anyway, we're coming back. I'm going to have to make this 1/2 inch because I did not do it on the other side. So we're just going to cut this off. Our goal is to get down to 3.5. There we are, by 4 3/4. And so I'm going to cut it at 5. And then at the bottom, I'm going to cut it at the 3 3/4. There we go. So then this should fit on this, and it's going to be about 1/2 inch difference. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like, and that's how you're going to cut everything down. I'm going to bring this back in and cut this off at 5 1/4. So as we're putting this all together, then it's going to look like this. We're going to add the insides. Bringing out my tape, getting everything ready. Let me see if I can use this. not tear it. And I want this blue area to be in facing, and that's going to be in facing my flowers. There we go. And then I'm going to take this, and it is just going to fit on the side. And again, all it is the flowers. And I'm just going to line it up, get a little piece in between. There we go. So our inside is put together. So now on the outside, we are just going to adhere this, and we're going to add it onto our piece of pretty parakeet. Let me see, I think I'm going to go this way. And it's about 1/8 of an inch, I think, all the way around. From here, we are going to add dimensionals. And our dimensionals are just going to be stuck to the back. I'm going to do it so when it gets put in the mail, then you don't have to worry about this being totally scrunched down and a great big line in it. And then we're going to put it in the center of the card base. As soon as I get all the dimensionals off. Sometimes it feels like this takes the most. And you know, isn't it fun to make different kinds of cards that you just kind of see it and you really appreciate what Stampin' Up does, but it's fun when you can create your own stuff. So now we're just going to add this right in the middle and try to make it as even as you can all the way around. I'm going to get rid of these because I will find them all over the house. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to turn over our die cut. We're going to bring out our little dauber. We're going to add our glue, and we're just going to put a blob up there in the corner. And then we're just going to take this and just start daubing all over the place. And I may have added just a little bit too much, but that's okay. You're trying to make sure that you get the edges. Some of my edges, I've gotten a little bit too much on them. I'm going to have to take my because if you look up here in the corner, you want to make sure that you don't get a lot of stuff up there. Now this can be used for another time, but I'm going to grab this and wipe some of the tops off with this, because I don't want it. Let me see. I don't want it to run all over the place and stick to the sides. So from here, we are just going to place it in the middle. And I think I took off the wrong ends. So here we go. Bye, Michelle. So we're just going to add this right up here. And we're going to kind of pull a little bit on it to make sure. There we go. And that's how our card is going to fit. So then when we open it, It's just nice and easy. I love the way that this looks. And then we will take our little Miss Shoe, and I wanted it to have some leaves showing at the bottom and some flowers. So I stuck it right down here. And you guys, I have to say, this is one of the best to take off anything that is sticky. Because this, it loves to be sticky all over the place because it'll stick to anything with this liquid glue. But this is a great way to just add it to your card. You take a little bit of that off. You could even measure it when this was off, put little lines up at the top so you could see where you didn't have to get the ink. But all that ends up being just a little bit harder to do, but it's fun. I mean, when you're crafting, you just want to be in the moment doing your thing. So now we have one more thing we got to put in the... This also comes with it, so we are going to use the accessories. And we are using one big, and it's going right here in the middle, and two little ones. And I'm just showing off the sentiment. There we go. And that's our card. It was pretty fun, pretty easy, pretty fast. So once I got the idea in, it just kind of free flowed. And I used everything that I already had. So that's what the best part is. All right, so we got one down, one more to go. So this is the next one. It's called Sweeter With You. And it is a whole bunch of strawberries, all the different beautiful red colors that come with strawberries. As you open, we have our die cuts. I think this is garden green. Okay, again, everything you need to put together your card with the pattern that they have. Now, on the back, I think, yes, they just show what do you need for each card. And again, this is a totally different one. This is brand new, so if you want to have this, it comes with the strawberries. You can change those out to be acorns. Of course, you always need some circles, some leaves. Okay, so there's lots of fun stuff. You can add this in corners on the inside. And just, I think it's just for fun to do. And this is everything that you get in here. So, as I look at my paper pumpkin, I have my flowers, my ink, my envelopes, and these envelopes, nope, they're all the same. They used to have different colored envelopes. We have our tape, and then we have our glue dots, and most every time you glue dot the flowers, but we're going to do that just a little bit different. So everything you have are right here. So this is our cardstock. So we have all our different cardstock. And I went with a cardstock. Let me see. I went with this cardstock. So that's my cardstock. And I think it just is cute. We're going to use this great big old strawberry, flowers, some small little strawberries. So let me show you my card once I get this all out of the way. Yes, and we're going to play with this again next time too, next week. I just thought, why not put some stuff in here? Now, I also want to get out the here is the stamps. And Stampin' Up! Has done a great job of including at the bottom a holder. It comes like this. So I am going to fold it in half. And then one of the things that I'm going to do is you only want to make sure that you get the two sides because the bottom is already folded. So what I'm going to do, I'll just use this, is that I'm going to use some of my turn tape and just put it right down the side. The friend that came over today, I have chickens, and so she has a garden. So my chickens are getting everything from her garden. I'm so excited about that. And they're just going wild in the coop with all the greens that they are eating. So I'm very blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And let me get, I don't have my pokey tool. Okay, well, I don't have the pokey tool, so I'm just going to use my pluckers. And all we're going to do, if you press it down and give it a good rub, especially with the bone folder, it comes off really easy. Okay, so here we are. So now all we're going to do is fold this over, and then we have a nice little pocket we can put our stamps in. And we know that this stamp set is from Sweeter Than You, and it has everything we need. And I would also add probably 20, 25 on it. All right, so that's how we keep track of everything that we need. So from here, I'm going to show you what we're doing. There we go. That's the one that I created, put together, did something a little bit different on it, and then added the strawberries on the inside. So we are going to start building up the strawberries. So I want to think about how do I want to do this, because one of these, the bigger one's going to go on the side. I want another little one over on the other side and one underneath. So that's what I'm looking. So now to me, it seems like this one is pretty close towards the edge. So we're going to move this big one over just a little bit. We're going to add our dimensionals to it. And all I'm doing is adding it so it won't get squished when it's in the mail. There we go. Let's do this. And then let's take this. Okay, so I am going to bring back the Stampin' Up! Silicone pad, and I am just going to add some tape on it. And I want it to come towards the side. There we go. And then I'm taking off all my dimensionals. And I'm just going to, I think I'm going to add that just a little bit lower. There we go. Add dimensionals. This side is going to stick here, so I just want to have a couple on the side. So I'm going to take one and put it over here, and one and put it at the bottom. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of glue right towards the side. Hope you guys saw all that. So I have glue on the side, my dimensionals. So I'm just going to put that down. And then I'm going to put this back, but what I want is just a little one, and I'm going to put it at the bottom. And then at the bottom, glue dot at the bottom, and then I'm going to take my liquid glue and put some at the top. Taking off the back. So that's gonna stick to the pink strawberry, but then I have my dimensional down below, just tucking it in just a little bit, and I did the exact same thing over here. Now to continue on, I should have 3 flowers, and my flowers are going to get little dimensionals, and all I'm going to do is take my snips and just cut down here. Remember, use everything you can on these. That's the best thing ever. And thank you for everybody who's watching. You can find all the measurements on my blog at www.ktstamps.com. And if you need any help, advice, whatever, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. Show me what ideas you have when you have your paper pumpkins. All right, so I'm just going to kind of throw this one down on the ground, or down on the side. Throw another one right up here in between these two. And then the last one will be over at the side. There you go. So that's what the front looks like. Paper Pumpkin also comes with all of these wonderful little pieces of scrap paper that you can do anything you want with them. It's up to you. And then I'm just going to take this and glue this right down on the card. And I'm going to try to get it in the middle as much as I can. There we go. I'm going to take my snips because I don't know where my, oh, there they are. I have the littler ones. I want to make sure that I use the little ones. So all I'm doing is cutting the side of the little ones. And I'm just going to add those on here. And I'm just putting them at the bottom. And this is going to pop this up. Oh boy, missed on that one. There we go. And we're just going to peel those off. And stick this right towards the bottom. I just think sometimes you just have to tell your friends that you love them. So that's what I'm doing. And I have a couple more things to do. So I'm going to stamp on the inside of this, and I'm going to pull out my piercing pad. And then I'm going to start with the strawberry and use my Poppy Parade. Look at how awful my Poppy Parade looks. Oh, I think I have to get a new one. So now we're going to ink that all up. And we're just going to, nice and easy, come up 3 times. There we go. Finally, the last one was the good one. And then we are get out our green, our garden green, and we're going to add the leaves to the top. And our inside is done. So now we are going to take the shades of green hexagons and we are going to add a couple. Now we have some Pool Party. I think this ends up being supposed to be some soft sea foam. This is supposed to be the Shaded Spruce and Granny Apple Green. So we are going to take a small Pool Party, I think. Nope, we're going to take the small Shaded Spruce. And we're going to add it right here. And then we are going to take the big Pool Party, our big soft seafoam. And then we're going to add one more smaller one right over here. Oops. Right here. So we have one more to go. There you go. So that's what our last card looks like. All right. So again, here are the cards. So we have both of them. I just think that they look so cute. They're just really different. I just like the way they look. These are the cards we created today. With lots of interruptions. But I like that. I like having friends drop over. So you guys, that's our cards for today. Thank you, thank you. I think that's all I had. And I hope you like them. I hope you take time to say, whoop, whoop. That's exactly what I wanted to do today. You showed me how to you gave me a great example for my paper pumpkin. Thank you, thank you. Like me, subscribe to me, stop by my blog, get the measurements that you need. Enjoy paper pumpkin. If you haven't and you really would like to order paper pumpkins, this is a great time to do so. So you guys, Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you. Again, on Facebook, go ahead and show me your pictures. Please subscribe to me, like me, tell me that I'm doing things well. Keep feeding me, that's what I want. Yeah, it's a little bit of a beg, sorry about that. But I really like this. I like doing this for you. So again, my name is Kevon. My stamp site is www.ktstamps.com. And my motto is creating cards for you. So thank you so very much, you guys. Take care.